What up, people? You're here back on the couch with the Three Usos, the one-man band, and our very special guest, Uso Dillinger, also known as Nico Apulu.
What's up, brothers?
Yeah.
It's good to be here with the brothers on the couch with the Usos.
Before we get into it, also, we're just going to quickly do our mix for the Retro Challenge. Shout out to Jimmy Jackson for the retros. We love to support New Zealand brands, home brands. Today we've got the retro rainbow sherbet. You can't go wrong with the alloy. So we're just going to mix it up also and you can give us a quick review. I know you're a little bit short of your calories for today, so we're not going to do the whole bottle, we'll just do 1/3. The wheat bean also, how's the wheat bean?
Solid week. Hey, I'm just more interested in how this is gonna taste. Hey,
Whānau, just while the Usos mixing us up. Shout outs to our TikTok libraries right now. It's our official episode 3 on the couch party. The Uso T hosting. Lome C15. We just scored a try. Young Izzy, what's been happening, Young Izzy? Let him know what's good.
I'll be honest, me and my family have been mutty, but we're just recovered today. But yesterday, guys, whānau, it was actually my Uso's birthday. And now he's drinking abo fast manguia. Once upon a time, I don't know if you've seen that cover club over in America, but there used to be most over here. Nah, just kidding. Nah, but you know what? Hey, no alcohol in here. If you like to drink alcohol, that's all you. But straight retro. So shout out to Jimmy Jackson and the crew out there.
What do you reckon, Uso? What do you reckon?
yeah, it's got a bit of a tang. Hey, not too bad. Can carry on the buzz all night with that.
Shoulders. So we're just going to get into a quick icebreaker.
Yeah.
Our new icebreaker for the show is, before we do our icebreaker, last week was episode 2. How was that for you, Us?
Oh, episode 2, we had the brother, my lord. Appreciate the brother, he came through. He's pretty big on TikTok, and so I know there's a connection here with the Uso T for a lot of us brothers, sharing stories about being on the couch, sleeping at each other's houses. Didn't come from much, but it's been good, just we had a few players that have been following us. Thank you to our families too that have been following us on YouTube. If you didn't know, now you know. We're officially on all platforms: Facey, Instagram, YouTube. I think we're going to create our own app. It's called Getting Off the Couch. But in all seriousness, hey, looking forward to tonight, looking forward to what the Uso's going to share, and just be blessed to be amongst it.
Yeah, so make sure you push that follow button, the share button, the subscribe button. If you don't want to, then it's all good. If you want to come and join us on the couch, you got some stories or some yarns you want to share, you think can help people, that'll be interesting. Everyone's got a story, everyone's got some wisdom, some experiences. And we're just some free Usos. They were like, why don't we just invite our mates over and have a yarn, press record. So hopefully we can inspire you to do the same. Also, our first game is called Choose One. I'm just going to give you options. You just got to choose one. Okay, just pretend that he's got a gun to your head, so you got to actually choose one. There's no choice. First one's pretty easy. Steak and cheese or mince and cheese?
We steak and cheese of hills.
Nice. I've been watching Cosmos, and so he's been making me like mince and cheese, and as you can tell, I've been on the couch eating heaps of minces and cheese. UB40 or Bob Marley?
Oh, that's good on here. I don't know that one. But I think Izzy might know it.
It's a homely girl. It must have broke your poor little heart. If you want to see more, then you got to pay and subscribe. Next one. Well, I know the answer, but just to put it out there in the atmosphere, New South Wales or Queensland?
Oh, we mighty Queensland up here. I just thought I'd look at the camera, look at the cameras. We mighty Queensland up here.
For the audience, this will be his last time on the show. Nah. Okay. Queensland or the Warriors?
I'm still a mighty Queenslander, eh? All the way.
Okay. Queensland or Toa Samoa?
Oh, we going to Samoa, baby, all the way. Up the toa, eh?
Solid. Next one is, for $1 billion, you have to live in this place for 10 years. Choose the desert or the North Pole. And explain your answer.
I think I'd go with the North Pole. Because I've, actually, it's a funny story, eh? I had a bit of a holiday. And the holiday took about 3 years. And in those 3 years, I watched heaps of Discovery Channel, eh? And I managed to, kind of get equipped with the North Pole. So I reckon I'll be all right.
Nice.
I'd rather warm myself up than, die of thirst.
Yeah.
David Attenborough.
Nah, Charles. Nah, a bit more serious though. On a serious note, can you just give us a little bit about who you are, who you were growing up, where you grew up, and what it was like for you growing up? We know you, but the 1.7 million viewers of this episode don't know you.
Hey, first off, just great to be here on the couch with the Usos. I think it's a great platform. About myself, I'm a Samoan, grew up here out in South Auckland, mainly Otara, into a solo parent home. So mum played mum and dad, and I guess growing up was good, eh? Like my mum, she really provided a great space for me, as a kid. I think, when you're growing up in Otara, and we were quite enriched with culture. A lot of, like Samoa, so real typical Pacific Island or Samoan household, chores, all that kind of stuff there, hidings, just about like, what I mean? Like, you step out of line, it's, you get the belt or you get the shoe. But I think for me, growing up, that's what I remember was my mum, just trying to do her best as a single parent. Because I guess moving forward, I was probably like 12, and my mum ended up having some real bad health issues. And I guess that was a turning point for me, because that was like my security and everything. She ended up in hospital, ended up in like a home for the sick. And I guess for me that was like I was getting unleashed, come out of like prison, you know what I mean? It was that's what it was like, because all of a sudden, just no boundaries, no nothing, started doing my own thing, and started, I guess making some decisions that led me to, I guess, some real dark places in life. I guess, if that's to sum it up around growing up.
Up to you what you want to share also, but what kind of decisions?
I guess for me, as like any young, I guess with no kind of, father figure. Hey, I think for me it was just doing things, just random things, like I think for me, at an early age, I started to like steal. And I started off small, shop, bakery, drink, lollies, and the feeling got like there was a rush for me, and I think I got myself so like to a point where I was moving around to all my like my uncles and aunties. So my mom was the eldest of 14, and I did the trip all around, and got kicked out of pretty much everywhere, just because I was just, like I ended up on the streets, ended up in the city, and I just I started to like that lifestyle, just taking and free. I just felt free, especially being restricted for so long. I say so long, but it felt like a long time, and now the leash was taken off. So here I was, just out in the city, stealing from like a lot of our Chinese counterparts. They would come and play their games, and here I was running in there, grab their bags and that, snatch and grabs, living on the streets to living with randoms, just that kind of lifestyle. I don't know if you realize, but there's a lot of homelessness, and I guess for me, I wasn't keen on just sleeping out on the street. I learned quickly that I had this gift around talk my way out of situations, quick with the idea of, I'll steal that, and action it, and I did that a lot. So yeah, I guess when it comes to decisions, those are some of the decisions that I made, and I guess the things just kind of gradually led to me. I guess the serious one was robbing banks. I robbed, I think it was 5 banks. Between the Hamilton and Auckland. And I'm not glorifying it or anything, but I guess those are the decisions that I made that kind of led. That was the pathway, and then I ended up in jail. And I guess hopefully that covers that part.
Nah, sure does. Those are the kind of decisions that you made. I think I need a drink to that one.
Sounds good, Rich.
Oh yeah.
Off topic, also, for the viewers, family, if you're listening into the also, he said some pretty crazy stuff. But just a key disclaimer, okay? We're not condoning theft out there. But if you are stealing, hey, there's always another way. But just for you also, just your most memorable hiding, and what was the choice of weapon that was used? I know I'm asking that, but even for all us brothers, your favorite hiding, or maybe just your one memorable hiding that you got as a youngster, when you try to skip the fouls and you just did what you done. Young Izzy's got a big smile, so he's thinking of all of his ones too.
I'll share this story, because so my mum's the eldest of 14, right? And so from what I heard, my mum was like, she was pretty up there when it came to handing out hidings, not just to kids like my cousins, like random kids too, like back in the islands. But I think people would, like, even my brothers and that would think that I was spoiled, and I probably in some sense I was. But to me, my hiding was like, I think the worst that I got it was like the jump cord, and that was pretty bad. But I thought that was bad until we went to Samoa, and I went with my old lady, and so she caught. We were in the house. We were in the, they have the whalepalangi. So we were sleeping in the, they call it the whalepalangi. So it's it's just a house, but over there it's like it's whalepalangi. So we were inside, but it was dark. And I could hear my younger cousins running around outside. But they were like, it's kind of against culture to, like, for our young ones or our young boys to be trying to hang with the, So my old lady calls them in. My mom calls them in, and the both of them brothers come and sit down. And then she asks my other cousin to go grab the hose. But I thought, all good, just bro, my mom gave them a beating, And I was sitting there doing this one. Hey, like, I ain't never seen that. So yeah, that answers your question.
So family, another disclaimer, we don't condone violence against children. Okay, family, we don't condone theft and we don't condone violence, but the brother's just sharing his story to enlighten us.
Hey.
But what about you, Soti? What was it like in Featherston? What was the choice of weapon that was used for those memorable hidings as a youngster?
I don't want to throw too much shade on my mum because it was Mother's Day on Sunday. But I can relate also with growing up and started to test the waters as a young teenager and started to push my boundaries, similar things, and push the boundaries so much. I got some things broken on my body and broken over my head. Give us an insight into what the day in the life looks like now. You've been out of jail 15 years?
Shared about fatherhood. So that's a big one. I guess I put that first because I understand what was missing in my life. And I think for me, I had that yearning of wanting to be a good father or just having a family. And I'm a husband as well. And I guess those two things have really helped in my, what should I say, progression, evolution, you know, in my, in my success of, you know, who I am today. Not saying that I'm rich or wealthy, but probably in other ways, you know, I guess being able to, spend time with my fams, I guess lead my kids and my family in a good way. But other than that, a lot of who I am today kind of evolves around, you know, the family unit. Yeah.
No, awesome, man. I can say from my perspective, or from where I'm sitting, you're a pretty great father also, and pretty consistent. You know, you've been consistent father, consistent husband from how I've known you the last decade, like we're speaking about earlier, and it's a beautiful thing. And I think I speak on behalf of all of us. It's being a father is something else. Even being a husband is something else, especially when we didn't have the best example. We didn't have any example. Well, I feel like I had a great example I have a great stepfather, but also that void in our hearts, in my heart, that I had. What's it like for you being a father? I guess I just wanted to ask you, what's it like being a father that as someone that didn't necessarily have the father figure at home, or if you didn't have an example of it, what do you go off as a father now?
Yeah, I guess that's a good question. I think when I first became a father, a lot of it was kind of winging it, you know, but winging it in a sense of like, I knew that what I was missing, you know, and I guess for me, because I was a girl dad first, and I guess, you know, when you become a girl dad, a boy dad, it's kind of like there's a difference, you know, and for me, I think with a girl, I had to be a lot more gentle, and, you know, these kind of feelings that I'm not probably used to, you know. And I think for me it was the willingness. I knew that there had to be a drive of of wanting to be a good dad, you know, of wanting to be a good dad. So yeah, I think for me, being a dad has really shaped who I am today. You know, I'm not saying I'm perfect, whatnot. I think from day dot, it's just been a willingness to learn, you know, and I guess and meet people along the way that have been great examples, you know, and take what I can.
Also, just posing off of that, hey, we're gonna go into one of our segments, and that's what's hot, what's not. And I think one thing that's been recent in the news, seen it on NZ Herald, it was a man, his name's Mukesh Prasad. You know, and you touched on it yourself, you being a girl dad, and it's different to being a boy dad, but just in general being a father. And unfortunately, like, some pretty sad news. He was, I don't know if he's under the influence or whether he was in a sober mind, but he wasn't in his right mind. Went overseas, came back, he had herpes. His daughter got sick, so he thought he had given her that. So out of shame, they went to the doctors, found out it wasn't herpes. Still, in a parking lot somewhere, he decided that he would look at his 5-year-old daughter, and he would end her life. And he killed her. He suffocated her with a pillow. The poor 5-year-old innocent girl. And I think just touching on you being a father, you know, to your own daughter, you know, there's men there that would go to that depth of, you know, what would make drive a man to go do that. But I think just touching on, you know, you being a father yourself, what sort of advice or what sort of things would you have to say to other men out there that not necessarily are going to go and commit a crime like that, but just are struggling as men, struggling as fathers, you know, struggling to even have the self-worth or the self-belief that they can be a father to their children, you know, as you've shown through your life's journey and through the way that you father your own daughters and your son?
Well, first off, I think for a fact is, you know, having to work on oneself prior to, hopefully, you know, before having having kids, but you know, obviously it doesn't work like that. So I think, yeah, that's a hard one, in regards to, I guess what had taken place to that poor young girl. I think for me personally, you know, I learned along the way in this journey of being a father is that, you know, what I don't deal with, you know, I know that my children will have to deal with. So if I can break the cycle, or if I can, you know, prevent it from having to happen again, then I guess, you know, like I was saying, that willingness, you know, it's there's got to be a drive from, I guess, yourself to, you know, want to be better, not just for you, but, you know, I guess for your kids too. Yeah.
Just while we're on the topic, Fano, if you're listening, if you've tuned in on the Couch podcast, you wonder what's this all about, to our viewers on TikTok and even to our YouTubers out there, like On The Couch is simply men sharing their heart, sharing their life story. We've got the brother here. Yeah, Nico Apulu, aka the also Dillinger, had a background, had a past, had a history, but obviously there's been a healing, there's a transformation there. Just with the particular article that the young Izzy has shared, you know, our heart goes out to the family that have obviously been affected, and I think there's been many cases like that is current, you know, in New Zealand, but right across the globe. And it's not to judge. I mean, on one side, I think flip. If anybody does that to any child, like, you don't deserve to live. You know, like, a life for a life, but to take one's life, especially to take a young child's life, whether you're the parent or you're not the parent of that child, that's just something that doesn't sit right for me, you know, just for me. But in saying that, if there are men out there that you are struggling, you're struggling with fatherhood, you're struggling with just everyday stuff, you know, it's like, reach up, you know, reach out. There are places, spaces. There's brothers like here, you know, we want you to comment, we want you to message, and whatever your responses are, hey, we're just, like you said, you know, on the couch, it's all about inspiring others to do better. And so really, really grateful, you know, that the Also's here, because he hasn't been told what we're going to ask him. These are just questions off the cuff. But at the same time, too, I do believe we've got something special. It's a special birthday. We do want to acknowledge the brother as well. The one-man band's looking like he's ready to play a jam. The audience wants to witness Boys to Men go live right now. So whilst the birthday cake is going, I'm going to hand it back to our host, Doso T, and he can just warm up the vocals, and we're going to get a little remix of the On The Couch birthday flavor.
Can I just keep this?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Nico.
Don't swipe up. Don't swipe. Don't swipe.
Happy birthday.
TikTok. Don't swipe. TikTok. Don't swipe. Double tap on the TikTok.
Wait for the beat.
Just share this live and so we made this cake ourselves. We brought the flavors all the way from the island.
Oh, shucks.
You know, when you were fishing today, you would have seen us come on the boat, bringing the cocoa back from Samoa.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we made sure we went around you.
Uh-oh. Is that gluten free?
It's gluten free. Right for you. But before we go,
Put into my stuff.
one happy birthday para sa amon. Ready? Sas. Sao.
Manuel Asufano, Manuel Asufano, Manuel Asufano. Manuel Asufano.
Sad because the people behind the set, they're not even singing.
Oh, no, that's okay, guys.
It's all good. Peter Jackson, it's all good.
Hey, thank you, guys. First off, I just want to take this moment to acknowledge absolutely nobody. Thank you.
So, family, just before we come back in, this cake, as the brother shared, the cocos come all the way from Samoa, I believe a village in Siumu, and the candles, the wax was handmade, was the wax. But in all honesty, that banana cake comes all the way from New World Southmore. So shout outs to Southmore for sponsoring On The Couch tonight, and our brother Skeke. But back to you, Doso T.
What village are you from in Samoa?
Whaleasiu.
Yeah, I'm gonna nod like I know where that is. Any sponsors to take the couch to Samoa in New Zealand, or what is it, Fiji Airways? Come and get at us.
Yeah, Samoa.
Air Samoa. Next episode will be coming to you live from Hill Park, Samoa, or Takanini, Samoa. But next question also, I know that your kids play rugby. What's it like? You've heard of soccer mums, but what's it like being a rugby dad?
You know, I've been through seasons. You know, I think a lot of us understand, you know, baby, changing diapers, you know, toddlers running around, you know, just starting primary. And then they kind of gradually, you know, choose to play rugby. Tell you what, also, I'm a big fan. Hey, love getting out there, you know, getting to watch my kids just have a jam. At first it was just to get them moving, get them off the devices. But seeing them, you know, especially my eldest girl, she's, you know, doing pretty well in rugby and rugby league space. So, yeah, it's pretty mean.
What kind of rugby dad are you? What kind of sideline supporter are you?
I'm not going to lie, I'm that type, like, you know how there's a team? I'm just yelling out my daughter's name. Like, I'm just instructing her what to do. And she looks and she gives me that side eye, and I'm giving it back going, bro, I didn't just... I'm like, what's his name? John Hopwadi. Don't be Elo. Hurry up.
Rugby dads, it's a thing, eh? Like, it's celebrating fatherhood, it's celebrating men who are about, you know, being there, you know, for their young person, whether it's their daughter or their son. But, you know, just for you, also, like, seeing you on your journey of investing your time into your girl has been a huge inspiration, I know, for a lot of us, because how many of yous out there, your parents was at your game, or was that just me? Who did you play for growing up, and what position did you play?
Played a couple of teams. I played for school. I played at school in primary, right up to college. Wouldn't believe it, but I played wing. So that laugh over there. Nah, yeah, so I started on the wing and then just made all the way back in.
Talking about rugby, Fano, we'll be all heading to the Warriors versus the Sharks June the 13th. If you're keen, you'll see the reel on our Insta, and that'll tell you how you can get involved and come along with us. We've got some tickets that we want to bless a family with, and come in. We won't be on the couch, we'll be on the grandstand, eh? Yeah, if you just want some South Stand tickets, or I don't know. Also, we'll be on the wing with us. But last question, also just wrapping it up, and for all the boys, what are we going to be doing? What does next week look like for you? How are you going to get off the couch?
I think for me, it's just continuing, I guess, what I'm doing in regards. If it's for health, yeah, definitely having to get up, go to the gym. You know, I think got to get up to go to work. You know, it's just all these kind of things that I guess, like I was talking about, these roles, they all come with responsibilities, and so for me, it's just being able to, to continue to keep those responsibilities in check, and knowing that, the fam's well. Yeah. Just a shout out to my wife, because I know as much as we speak about, you know, myself and the transformation, she plays a big part in this. And just like even the brothers here that are sitting here, you know, their wives are in the back here holding it down. So yeah, I guess it's true, behind every good man, it's a good woman. Brownie puts for me also.
Thanks. So for all of us, that means we're not on the couch this weekend. You just helped us a lot. So Izzy, young Izzy, what's it look like for you the week to come?
Hey, Nico's pretty inspiring. He inspires me to get off the couch. You know, outside of this, we're brothers. But I always see that also he's going to the gym at like crazy hours in the morning. Yeah, I'm still sleeping through that. But definitely gonna get back into the gym routine. Jam with some of the boys on the gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah, do some boxing and back to mahi.
Lo me see for me, it's just staying consistent, like the brother said, holding it down. Got a bit of mahi, got a few events that we got happening. Check out our YouTube, keep subscribing, keep sharing our stuff. But all in all, just thank you for all the love and support. Good to have you here, also.
Man, I haven't even been to the gym once this week. I've been on the triangle pills. Yeah, if you know, you know. Shout out to, like you said, shout out to our wives that hold it down for us. Yeah, like I said last episode, what? You're gonna start a podcast? You're doing a podcast? Oh, and now she's here supporting me with this decision that me and my mates made. And yeah, so love you, babe, and love you, mum, again. Last word also, we'll leave you for the last word, but if there's any message you want to tell any man or young man that is going through things that you were going through as a young man, or just any message you want to tell the world out there, what would it be?
Yeah, I guess, you know, being here tonight, just talking about fatherhood and I guess, you know, well-being, betterment for us as brothers. It's, I guess, you know, it's not easy for men in general to open up, you know, and I'm a big believer of bettering our communication or bettering that around men and being able to talk. So, yeah, just reach out to a brother, reach out to the Usos on the couch, hey, or just reach out to somebody that I guess you know you trust and or that keen to hear. But yeah, that's us.
Beautiful. Thanks for watching. We love you.
It's been a long time coming, even shorter time going from the stages. My ways to spin is countless days flowing over pages from numerous books filled with passages. Those days are over now. On stage I hold it down with the brigade of soldiers down the parade and roll the crowd.